Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Talk About It, Steph. I hope you guys are having a wonderful work week. It's almost here. The weekend is almost here. Whew. It's been a long, hot one out here in Texas. I'm telling you, I feel like I'm in an oven. It has been hot, 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 and it seems like it's not going to be any type of break whatsoever. So let me know in the chat what kind of weather you guys are having. Um, it's 110 degrees out here, so it's 4 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. So you know what? I'm not even gonna complain. But we got a lot to talk about this week. We got a great topic, and I hope you guys are ready for it. We're going to talk about the young lady. If y'all don't know, there was a young lady that was kidnapped out there in Oregon. And also, we're going to talk about Miss Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mom. And then we're going to wrap it up with Carlee Russell. You know, she just can't stay out the news. But we're going to talk about that. So get your drinks, get ready. I'm going to give a couple of minutes for folks to tune in. And then we're going to get on this ride and we're going to talk about it. So let me know if when y'all ready. But I'm ready. I stay ready. All right. Hi guys. All right, we're back. We're back. And happy Thursday to all of you. I know you guys had a long work week. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm having an awesome Thursday. Cannot wait one more day and the weekend is mine. Well, we got a lot to talk about today. We're not even going to stay on here long. But boy, I tell you, this has been a hot news week. I don't even know where to begin. But we're gonna start off today talking about this young lady that has not been identified yet. But on yesterday, they had reported that a young woman was kidnapped um, and taken 100 miles to Oregon, and she was put in a cinder block cell in Oregon. So what wound up happening was the young lady was kidnapped by someone who claimed to be an undercover police officer. He put her in the car. He drove over 100 miles to his house and threw her in a cinder block cell. Luckily, the young lady was able to escape by banging and beating on the wall and doors in order for her to get out. So she was able to escape in a little narrow hole that was there, and she got out and was able to flag down a driver to render aid. So now the FBI is involved, and they're trying to find out if there's more victims out there. So far, she's not the only one, and they're not certain if she's serial, um, if he was a serial kidnapper or not, or if there was more people involved. So it's an ongoing investigation that's going on with that, and you just never know what's going to take place on that. So y'all, keep the prayers up for those out there that's missing. There's been a lot of missing women out there lately, and just keep them in prayers. And if you know something, say something. If you see that somebody's acting strange, and just be careful and report people. If you think that there's something odd going on, report it. That's the only way that the police are going to be able to solve some of these crimes is that people speak out. They're not certain if there are other witnesses that may have seen something or heard something. It's an ongoing investigation, but man, it's like you're not safe anywhere. So, ladies, please make sure that you are paying attention to your surroundings. Ask more information. Don't get in the car with strangers. You know, I don't. I'm not in that world, but I don't know any undercover cops that will come to your home and tell you to get in the car. If anything, you would have a uniformed police officer that would do something like that. So I don't know all the details. It's still an ongoing investigation on that, and we'll have more coming up to it. So we're just going to sit back and see what happens with that. So keep hope alive. Hey there, who I got on here tonight?
You got me.
How you doing tonight?
I'm all right.
All right.
Just came
So
in
what do you
middle
have
of
to
the
say?
chat and all that. Just heard you talking about another girl getting kidnapped.
Yeah, but this one was actually a real one. This one was a real one.
Oh,
She,
what do you mean? This one's a real one. The last two Barbies or something?
well, Carlee Russell, that was she faked her own kidnapping. So
I haven't heard about that. I don't know anything about that situation going on. I just heard that she was getting charged or something about false kidnapping.
yeah, Carlee Russell decided to fake her own kidnapping and stuff. So we're gonna talk about that too. So that's on our hot topics tonight as well. It's so much stuff that's going on, and there are so many women getting abducted, and it's just a lot going on. It's like every day there's somebody that's basically getting kidnapped. So if y'all know anything or y'all see something strange, call 911, report it. I'm quite sure they have a national hotline, and we just got to report things.
So I got a question then. With all these women being, kidnapped and all that, um, my question is, are these single women?
I believe so.
Okay, well, Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
You're
So if
echoing a
there,
little bit.
yeah, I guess there was another mic on or something. But yeah, if they're all single women, wouldn't you say women who are usually walking with the man or some sort of relationship or at least with a group of people are more likely to be safe? I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, it kind of sounds like they're being targeted because they're more how do I say susceptible or I would say vulnerable. I don't know if it's an intimidation factor to have more people around you, but it sounds like people need to walk in groups or, females, get your guy friends, walk with them or something.
Yeah, I think so. It's like people are just getting bolder and bolder, and it's to the point where if they're not faking that there's somebody else, like this guy did, he faked that he was somebody else and was able to get access to her. But it is getting to the point where you're gonna have to wind up having somebody with you. Two is better than one.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, like the Middle East, they have this rule and all that. It's terrible, but I'm assuming it's because the men know their own men, and they say women aren't allowed to walk amongst themselves out in public without a man to basically escort them. I don't think it's entirely because they're like, oh, we can't trust them, trust women. I think it's mostly because they know what men are capable of, and so they say if you're a woman and you're under and you have a husband, you have to walk with your husband or you have to walk with your son. Basically a male to basically sacrifice his life for that's all I got to really say at this point. But it sounds like the Western culture kind of allows some loopholes to where people feel safe among themselves. But there's men and women that are dangerous. I mean, women could kidnap women, men could kidnap women, men could kidnap men, vice versa. Of course, I heard very few, but still, cases of where women kidnap men. Which I don't know how that happens, but it happens. But I guess at this point, if people don't feel safe walking with weapons and things like that, I would say walk with a buddy. It sounds weird to call it a buddy, but you need to have someone at least. They don't have to be your best friend, but at least somebody to be like, hey, I'll walk you to your place, or
Yeah, literally, you're gonna have to literally have somebody to walk with you. It's definitely not safe to be being a female these days and walking by yourself because you just never know who's watching you. You could just be wanting to go run to the local store or go to Walmart or whatever, and you gotta, you gotta tell people where you're going and where you're gonna be, how long it's gonna take for you to get there, so people be aware of what's going
yeah,
on. That's
you know
just
what I
like,
see coming up. I see that there's a business opportunity for personal bodyguards. I'm a clock in this shift. I'll guard you for 2 hours and all that. So have somebody drive behind you, something crazy like that. But it sounds like that's going to be what's coming up in the future, and I'm willing to trademark that idea right there. You heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. Personal bodyguards for the civilian, for the public bodyguards. Number one out here. I don't know
hey,
what the
in a
man can.
minute you will have to have your own private security guard. I know I probably will eventually, but they probably send me back. I don't think they would take me. They would send me back because I talk too much.
Like you causing the issue, not stopping it. What's wrong with you? They was
Yeah,
already walking
I was
away.
like,
You didn't have to call them ugly behind me back. Yeah.
who picked this one? Yeah, they probably be like, who the heck picked this one right here? Did you not check her out to see she likes to talk and everybody knows her? I don't meet a
she
stranger.
over she over there talking with somebody she just met, and the person she was guarding just got kidnapped. You're fired. You know.
Hey,
No,
anything
I
is
don't.
possible.
Anything's possible. Yeah.
But on the real side though, for real though, we just gotta be definitely careful out there, ladies, and gentlemen too. We gotta be careful because, like I said earlier, you just never know who's watching you, and knowing your surroundings. Change up your routine on how you travel. Change things up. Don't be so focused on being on your cell phones and stuff. And that's how a lot of people, you know get abducted and stuff because they're
You
on their
know,
cell phones, not paying attention to their surroundings and stuff,
I
and
actually
don't
saw
be
this
going
video.
in alleys by yourself either.
I actually saw this video where someone they're demonstrating like who people usually get attacked by more on the it was basically the POV of like an attacker, right? If someone has their hands in their pocket or they're wearing like something that's very obstructing and all that, like out on like a puffy jacket, they got their headphones on so they can't hear, their eyes are in their phones on so they're not seeing, so they become targets. Basically, it's like how they had when if you were texting on your phone, you're driving, either it's a ticket or you pull over to the side of the road, text, and then get back on the road. It was like those commercials, right? It sounds like now
Right,
when you're walking, if you got a text, you got to take a phone call, right? It's best to just step into like
right,
I would say a building or step to the side or something like that. Take the phone call. And when we say be careful, we don't mean just be careful and just where you're going. It's also about how you're aware of your surroundings. I mean, you can be in the safest spot, but if you're not aware of your surroundings, you can still have things happen to you. So it's best to just take a look around, take a look to your left, to your right. If someone's chasing you, theoretically, they have an escape always in your mind. Like, okay, I'm going to run over here if someone comes from this side, and if someone comes from that side. It sounds paranoid. It sounds paranoid, you know, but it's just the safest measures that we have at the point.
yeah. It definitely is something, like back in the day when I was single, I used to tell people all the time, hey, let me see if I can get a copy of his driver's license or license plate. When I was going out on a date, I made sure somebody knew who I was with just in case I didn't make it back home. They knew, okay, this is who she was with, this what he looked like, or whatever the case may be. You know, Nowadays everybody's on the internet and they swiping right. I guess it's swiping right. They swiping right and stuff, and you just never know who you gonna meet and stuff. But a lot of people like to go take, and I know I'm guilty of taking my little adventures and stuff like that. But 9 times out of 10, if I'm going to go take me a little driving adventure and stuff, I'll let somebody in my family know, hey, I'm going to go take a ride. I'm headed this way. So I'm always communicating with somebody, letting somebody know what's going on. But these days and time, you cannot be too safe. You know, Ladies, y'all gonna have to start investing in some pepper spray, get some brass knuckles. I know the brass knuckles illegal in some cases,
Man, you
but you
trying
know
to
what?
make it Mad Max out here? Like I'm be walking around
Hey,
with maces and swords. No,
You
no.
you
But
know, it's getting to that point. It's getting to that point, and we got to be careful what we do and who we're around. And out here, you got to be careful because I pray that every time I go somewhere, I pray before I go somewhere and stuff. But you got to just be careful. You got to be careful, and you got to let people know who you with and stuff, and don't be so trustworthy of others. Because you just never know.
yeah, it makes
So we're
sense.
gonna
I would
wrap
say
up
last
that.
part also what you were saying earlier about swiping left or right and all that. You're talking about like the online dating and stuff like that. So basically with the
Yes,
internet, anybody can be anybody that they say they are. Not everybody can be who they look like they are though. So with that in
right.
mind, so if you let's say you meet somebody, let's say you meet Denzel Washington, he's swiping right on you on Tinder, and you're like, damn, this man's fine, but I don't think that's him. Why do? Ask them to send a picture of like their pinky finger, right? Their right pinky finger touching the tip of their ear, right? That's not a picture a lot of people have, but it's a unique photo. So you can get them to send that. Be like, okay, I know it's you. It's not just a random photo on the internet, you know. And that's just how I've always played it safe. You know, I'm like, hey, I don't trust you. I don't really believe you're Stacey Williams or something like that. I don't really believe who you are. I'm like, hey, do a backflip with one hand, just something crazy, just be creative with it, I guess. But yeah, tip of your pinky, top of your ear and all that, that's a unique photo. Not a lot of people have that kind of stuff to, post around and all that. So I would say that's the best
Wow.
way to stay safe when it comes to online dating. Now that's just identification, making sure they're who they are. Now, if there's some secret murderer like a Ted Bundy or something, that's something else. I can't really help you out with them. you know. But yeah,
Oh
that's pretty
wow.
much all I
Well,
got on
you
that
know what? That
subject
was
right there.
great. That was great to let people know what to look out for.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
great.
yeah.
Well,
Some
we're
got
gonna
some.
move on to the next subject. You ready?
Yeah, what's the next subject,
Look,
anyways? I came out here to be
the
a watcher.
next.
Now I'm over here participating.
You know what? I appreciate you doing that. Hi, Treasure.
Hi, Stephanie. I think I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you well.
Okay.
Okay. Well, y'all, the next subject is I know some of you may have heard about it and some of you may have not, but Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles, filed for divorce from her husband, actor Richard Lawson, after 8 years of marriage. And now we're reporting that a few weeks ago we had reported that her house had got robbed. Well, the safe came up missing, and she had over $1 million worth of jewelry and money inside the safe. And then they reported that they're going their separate ways. So, there's rumors going out saying that maybe Richard Lawson was the one that probably did it. It's somebody that knows exactly where the safe was because nothing else was stolen. And then all of a sudden, they report that they're getting a divorce. So, I don't know. I always thought, something like that happened, probably somebody that's on drugs or got a gambling debt or something like that. But yeah, if you getting ready to get a divorce, I could see somebody taking things that don't belong to them, you know. So it's a lot going on with the Knowles, and she went ahead and took her old married name back. So instead of her being called Lawson, she's going back to being Miss Knowles, Miss Tina Knowles.
Mm.
So it's interesting. Divorces are something else, but this is even interesting. There's all kind of allegation that he was like um watching certain things that he shouldn't be watching, and that was one of the
What you mean he
biggest
was
things.
watching porn?
Yeah.
I guarantee you, 70% of men, 40% of women watch porn. It's nothing crazy. To me, be honest, she's getting old. He's getting old. They want to see something fresh. All right. What do you think? What you don't see a bunch of old actors on TV doing all this kissing scenes. You see young people out here like that. He went her divorcing her husband because he was watching porn on the internet. Now that's just foolish right there. Maybe if she was walking around, maybe some, showing us a little bit of something for him, and all, he might be like, all right, cool. But my thing is, he wasn't enticed enough. The relationship they probably weren't working. They probably weren't even talking. He probably decided to watch a little something to get his dirty freak on. I think she's overreacting. That's my opinion. I'm sticking on that.
Well, I'm almost speechless. I can't believe you said that. But you know what? That's what he was doing. He was out there watching things he shouldn't be watching and stuff. And I guess he thought that she was boring. So that was the rumor that was out, that she
Oh,
was
it
kind
was a
of bored
rumor.
and she was boring.
Oh,
And
okay, okay,
and
yeah.
not only was she boring, she was a control freak. But here's the thing, though: she was in a previous marriage where her husband was kind of stepping out on her. So I'm quite sure she had trust issues and stuff like that. So she had baggage already going into the marriage. But here's the thing, though:
Man,
she known
if I'm
him.
done with one vacation, I'm not going to take the same baggage and bring it to the next vacation. I'm packing something new. The whole I got trust issues from my last relationship is valid, but at the same time, it's unvalid because it's a new person. You're putting your trust in them. It's a little unfair not to trust somebody that hasn't done wrong to you, and assume they're going to do it to you. Because then at that point, you're already putting cracks in the ice. You're already setting it up to fail because you think they're going to do this. And if they do something that you get suspicious of course that's going to avalanche us to something greater. Because then, let's say this man goes out for pizza 3 times a week. You're thinking, what is he doing? Why is he at a Pizza Hut? Who's calling? Why is Domino's calling? Maybe he just got a reward program. I don't know. But sometimes I just think that when people say, I got cheated on my last relationship, or they lied to me, or I done something to them in my last. I don't really care about that too much because it's like, listen, it's like the same. It's the same conversation of when a woman or man says he has this many bodies, And you're not trying to count their past. You're trying to count their present. Are they going to continue to get bodies, or are they stopping where where you're at? That's what I'm saying. Her saying that she had past relationships, issues and all that. It don't mean nothing. This is a new man. It's a different person. Shalom.
Yeah, that's your opinion. That's not our let's talk about it Steph opinion. That is your opinion, and your opinion and probably other men like yourself have that type of opinion. But here's the thing, though: a lot of times women get tired of being dumped on and stuff like that. Maybe she should have taken a longer break before she hopped into a relationship. Even though, here's the thing, though: she knew this guy for over 30, 40 years, so she already kind of like knew who he was and what he was about. But like true, the older you get, you get tired of looking at the same thing, and you might want to know, make things a little bit different, whatever the case may be. But still, you gotta respect your partner though. You really gotta
Of
respect your
course, you
partner
got to
though.
respect your partner and all that. Yeah.
But I hear the thing too, it was reported, and it's just a rumor that they're saying that hey, she was very controlling, and like I was going to say earlier, you know, she is controlling because she who she was married to before. She was married to Matthew Knowles, so she had to control the situation, and she probably felt like, hey, I don't want to be in the same situation that I was with my first marriage, where I'm doing all this and this and that, and he's controlling the situation, and I don't have any type of control. So she's probably being more aggressive. I don't know. That's just my opinion on that. I just wish the both of them luck and hope that they don't turn into the war of roses and everything wind up turning out okay. But she's not asking for spousal support, and she also um requested that he not ask for spousal support. So they both supposed to have money. Well, of course, she does. No, Beyonce gonna make sure her mama's straight. So it's a lot going on with that. And I'm quite sure we're gonna have more stuff popping up to it. So we just gonna hold on and wait and see, because I'm quite sure it's gonna be a lot more coming up about what really happened. Why did the marriage decide to break away? But I knew something was up when he wasn't at Beyonce's concert with her when Miss Knowles was out there. So who knows? You never know what's going on in people's household. It's always something. It's always two sides to the story, and then there's this thing called the truth.
All right. So
Yep.
what's the next topic? I mean,
You ready for the next topic?
yeah, I'm
You
ready for
ready
the
to
next
move on?
topic.
All
Hmm.
right, we're gonna start talking about Carlee Russell.
I don't know who this is. You would have
Carlee
to
Russell
inform me.
is the young lady in Alabama who said that she was abducted. No, she said that she saw a baby on the side of the road. She called 911 for help. And then she said that a man with a bald spot in the back of his head kidnapped her and threw her back into an 18 wheel. And then they took her. He got her. They jumped over a fence, and then he took her and threw her in a car. And she was put in a place, and they fed her cheese nips and stuff. So she faked her own kidnapping. She came home that Saturday night, and you know she faked it. So, anywho, long story short, she has finally been charged with 2 counts of misdemeanor for kidnapping hosts. And looks like they're trying to go ahead and add more charges to it. So she might be in jail for 2 years and get out on parole for after serving 9 months. We don't know, but they are definitely trying to add more charge to it, and they trying to see who helped her, because they everyone believes that hey, she didn't come up with this by herself. Who helped her? So I'm quite sure before this case is over with, it's gonna be more charges. So they might be charging her mom or her dad, whoever helped her, or they think they helped her. It's gonna be more charges going on. But my thing is, I'm glad she came home safe, but I think she do need to serve some time. She do need to serve some time because she's not taking it serious. She took a mug shot and she was just outside. She was just outside. Who smiles at taking a mug shot? You're taking a mug shot. So now you're showing that you're not taking what happened seriously, that you think it's a game. So hopefully, I don't want to say throw the book at her, but she do need to be held accountable for her action, because that's a lot of money that was spent, money and time, and and brought back a lot of old bad memories for those parents out there that kid did get kidnapped and their kid didn't come back home. So she thought this was a joke, and I feel like, I'm sorry, but you did it. You need to suffer the consequences of your action, because it's too many people that are being kidnapped that's not getting the spotlight that you had, and you taken away from others. So yeah, do you need to go to jail? Yeah. How long you need to go to jail? Me, honestly, I think she needs to spend at least 3 years in jail. And then her parole, if she gets parole or what have you, I think her community, she needs to do community service where she's assisting people who have been kidnapped. So she understands what she did. And if her parents helped her, I feel like they need to be fined. They need to have a very healthy fine, and they need to pay these people back. Something needs to happen. So, what's your thought?
She need a nice ASS beating. Like, the situation bad, but you smiling in your mugshot, that's trifling. Like that's trifling. And then her boyfriend in Atlanta doing a hosting at the all he talking about some all routes lead to me. Let me find out what? So he making money off her. No, he making money off her situation. What? They're all weird to me.
Yeah,
Like they're just all weird individuals.
yeah,
It's
they're
a
saying that he's
complication.
hosting club shows and stuff, so he's opening up clubs or something. So he's the
Yes,
only one that's really making money off of this incident. So, hey, in the back of my mind, I always kind of looked at him kind of sideways. Anyway, was he involved in this? But he's definitely reaping the benefits out of it.
talking about some all roads lead to love. All roads lead to me. What?
All
Sounds
roads gonna
weird.
lead to you going to jail. Somebody going to jail. Somebody gonna pay the consequences of what happened. Carlee, you did it. You need to go to jail. Sorry, not sorry.
Maybe she's sick in the head. They gonna say that she a little she they gonna say it's a mental thing. She ain't going to jail. Who are we talking about? That
Oh,
girl that
okay.
faked her kidnapping. Oh, the one that was on the bridge. Okay. Well, that.
Yeah, I don't. I think she is gonna go to jail. Um, she gonna spend some time in it, because those people out there are very unhappy about what's going on out there. So she going to jail. How long she's going to jail, we don't know, but she's definitely going to go to jail behind this.
They gonna say it's a mental health issue, or it's a little something wrong with her in the head.
You know what's wrong with her? Spoiled. Her parents spoiled her, and she didn't get enough spanking in her life, and they didn't get her. They didn't do consequences. This is what happened when you do this, because it seems like she was handed everything, and so she thought, oh, I'll do this here and I'll get him back. She's a attention
Yeah.
seeker, and you know what?
Uh-huh.
That, you deserve exactly what's coming to you. So don't cry. You deserved it. You did this. You faked it. You stole from your job. You wound up faking your own kidnapping. You put people in danger. You make people feel like that something was going on. You faked your own kidnapping.
She not crying. You see her smiling.
Oh yeah, that mugshot did it all. That mugshot. I'm like, you show no remorse whatsoever. So hopefully, they'll go ahead and do what they got to do and close this case, so we can move on to something else, because there is actually other people out there that have been kidnapped and need our help, you know? This young lady that I was speaking about earlier, which they have not released her name for safety reasons, that she was actually abducted in Oregon, and the guy pretended to be an undercover police officer and drove 100 miles and threw her in a center block basement cell, and she had to basically fight her way out because she knew if she stayed there any longer, when he came back, she knew what was going to wind up happening to her. And luckily, she was able to escape and flag down a driver to render her aid. And there's more people that might be out there that have been a victim. So, with that being said, Carly did something that making people that are really in trouble, that really need help, people looking sideways like, is this a prank? Is this real? You know, it's questionable.
Like Shanquilla Robinson. I'm still pissed about that.
Yeah, and you know what? We're gonna have to dig into that and find out what's going on because that case has
Ain't
gotten
nothing
quiet
going
and
on.
nobody's saying anything about it.
No, ain't nothing been
So
going on for 3 months. I look it up like every month to see. Ain't They said it's not enough evidence to press charges.
that's sad. That's sad. And if I was her mom, you know what I would do? I would go and sue those individuals that went out there with her to Mexico. I would sue them. I would sue them. You were liable. I would sue them.
Biden didn't help. She went to the FBI. The FBI said they can't help her. Yeah, the mom went all the routes she could.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. And then you got somebody like Carly up here faking her kidnapping and stuff like that. She's a joke. She's a disgrace against women because of what she did. Some people want to just cuddle her and say, oh, she just made a mistake. This is her first offense. But you know what? Sometimes that first offense will take somebody's life. You put other people in danger to where they need help, and nobody's going to want to go out there and help them because they're going to think, once again, it's a hoax. Now, what you have did, Carly, and I hope you listening to, and if you listening or somebody that knows her, you need to be held accountable because what you did, you're making other people want to copycat after your stupid self and do what you did and think that they'll be able to get away with it. So I think that they do need to throw the book at you because what you did, you set something up to where people that really need help, they're not going to get help because of something that stupidly that you thought of and you did. And whoever else that helped you, all of y'all need to be held accountable. And that's my saying. I'm strong harm. I'm staying 10 feet down on this one or 10 toe down on this. You need to be held accountable. Your mama, if she was involved in it, she needs to be held accountable. If your daddy knew, everybody that was involved needs to be held accountable. So I'm like this here. You know what? Alabama, throw the book at them. Throw the book
Yeah,
at her because the next person gonna do the same thing, and it might even be worse if somebody else innocent wind up getting injured because of that stupidity thought that, oh, I want attention. Let's see how many Instagram likes I'm gonna get. Throw the book at her. Maybe she'll
what's that
think
one
twice.
song
But
that
I
Migos made? They do anything for clout? Yeah, that's
yeah,
what it sounds like.
yeah. You got real people that's really getting abducted and stuff, and nobody's doing anything about it because they don't want to waste their time on it. Like, okay, is this real or not? Let's wait this out. So here goes 48 hours. Here goes 72 hours. Now, guess what? You after 48 hours, if you haven't found that person, most likely that person has crossed state line, maybe in another country, may be dead. They might not be alive. So, we got to make sure that we're careful about what we're doing out there. But I honestly believe that Carlee Russell needs to be held accountable and they need to throw the book at her because what she did was it was just wrong. And it has nothing to do with color. I don't care what color, what ethnic group, where you came from. What you did was wrong. You put other innocent people in danger and you need to be held accountable. Your mama and daddy should have whooped your butt when you was younger and straightened your butt out instead of giving you everything that you wanted. So what, you the only child? I discipline my kids. Your parents should have did the same to you because maybe you would have made better choices. It's your fault. So guess what? You're gonna get held accountable. Anybody got anything to say about that so we can wrap this bad boy up?
No, no comments over here. I agree.
Nope.
All right, Miss T, I know you out there and you getting ready to go to the concert. You better be careful out there.
Of course, Stephanie, I got that thing on me.
All right,
Oh,
then. That's what I
all right.
want to hear.
Says
Well, we're
armed
gonna
and
wrap this
dangerous.
up. Any final say, guys?
Nope. Tune in.
Tune
I
in
Fox
next
know,
News.
time.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna tune in because you never know what's gonna take place. Well, thank y'all for coming on to Let's Talk About It Stuff. Remember to like, share, subscribe. And thank you once
Yeah.
again.
Tell your grandmammy too.
It's a parade in my city. Stay safe, y'all.
Y'all be safe out there. See y'all next week on Let's Talk
Okay.
About It Stuff.
Don't play
Bye.
with it.